Okay, now, okay, for my YouTubers, we're now on YouTube. I just noticed that we weren't on YouTube. Okay, no break. Anyway, 13 minutes past the hour. So you can't, and once again, it goes back to Trump because people don't have their own opinion anymore. Folks, the Republicans don't have their own opinion. Their opinion is whatever Trump's opinion is. They don't have an opinion anymore. So Trump says climate change is a hoax, even though they know it's not a hoax. They can see the evidence, the weather getting worse and worse. I mean, one time these storms will blow through, and yeah, there will be some damage, but not the significant, monumental, just destructive that's going on right now. Just unbelievable. These storms get stronger and stronger, more and more powerful. Because you would think after that storm traveled all the way here from out in the Atlantic, that the damage, because usually that's what happens. The storms come, and by the time they hit land, they start diminishing. There might be some water damage, there might be some property damage, but not to the extent. I mean, it's going to take years for those people to get their lives back together. North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia. I mean, as far as Virginia, as far that close to up here, and it's going to take years for those people to get themselves together. Years, because from what I saw, the water level, and then they're saying the 200 people die. I mean, other times there may have been a few deaths, and one death is too much. I don't mean to minimize the deaths because of, there might be some people who have lost loved ones in a storm and they might be listening to the program. So I don't mean to minimize those deaths, but I mean, almost 200 people, and there's going to be more. They're going to find more when the water goes down, when the water recedes. They're going to find more people. Trust and believe. They're going to find more people. So, peace be upon those that have were killed by the storm, and the ones who we haven't found yet, and Godspeed to people who are down there now, because it's just unbelievable. It's just completely unbelievable. The damage is so extensive, but you know what? There's still people who still will not say or not accept the fact that there is climate change. Because Trump says no, it's no. And there was a bipartisan bill that was crafted by Republicans and Democrats to address the immigration situation, the border situation. Trump, not even an elected official right now, called Jim Jordan and his people, Marjorie Taylor Greene and some of the other psychopathic Republicans, and said, don't pass it. And guess what? They didn't pass it. So whatever Trump says, go. You got to give it to Trump. The power of Trump, you got to give it to him, But he said no, and they turned around and said no, But anyway, it's about 17 minutes past the hour. When we come back, we're going to talk about this "Make America Great Again." Make America great again for who? America wasn't great for the slaves. And America damn sure wasn't great for Indians, who lost much of their land to the settlers, the founding fathers, who landed on Plymouth Rock, and et cetera, all the lofty history, that's been written about the folks who came here. Thanksgiving, where we traded for Manhattan and all of this stuff. It didn't go down like that. That's just, something somebody made up. Anyway, we'll take a break and we'll come back with that, with a whole lot more, everybody. It's Ron Kelly's show, and it's on blogtalkradio.com, theronkellyshow.com. Yes, indeed, I am the man. What a news cycle this is. This guy has got to go. Trump has got to go. George Floyd snuffed out by this police officer who's supposed to be serving and protecting people.
It's the Ron Kelly Show.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program, and it's on Facebook Live, it's on LinkedIn Live, and of course, YouTube Live as well. Thanks so much for joining me, everybody. That was a message from the Ron Kelly Show. Was sponsored in part by American Puerto Rico Transportation for 44 years. American Puerto Rico Transportation has been providing safe, reliable transportation to and from your destinations. Their buses don't break down. You see people on the side of the road like, damn, no, not American Porterfield. They keep their equipment in great shape. They provide all types of services, transportation services, school children, bus rides, casinos, Atlantic City. You know how y'all like to go to Atlantic City. You name it, they can do it. Give them a call, 973-753-6423. That's 973-753-6423. Located conveniently at 307 Arlington Avenue in Plainfield, in New Jersey. Once again, 973-753-6423. You can email it at amica.porterfield@verizon.net, amica.porterfield@verizon.net. It's 21 minutes before the hour, and you are listening to the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program. So I was listening to another radio program, and a lady had called in. And I got to get the calling. I got to get the phone thing set up here, and we will. Trust me, we may even have it like next week for next week's show. But so a lady called into this, I think it was a podcast, and a white lady called in. And then, when I don't get into the race thing, but a white lady had called in. She was an obvious Trump supporter. So she wanted to know, so the host of the show, I don't know who she was, the host of the show said, hey, what does Trump mean by making America great again? What does he mean? What does Trump mean by making America great again? So the lady talked about freedom. Okay. She said, America has always been great. My eyebrows raised. So she goes, it's about freedom, and the lady who was hosting the show said, well, what about, she said, interring Japanese during Pearl Harbor, that was great. Slavery was great. Jim Crow was great. The assassinations of Dr. Martin Luther King, that was great. So what was great for who? And a lady, she just could not answer. And see, that's the thing with a lot of these Trump supporters and people who support Donald Trump. They don't even know why they support him. They have no idea. Maybe because it's a Trump neighborhood. And they don't want to be, they support Kamala Harris, but they don't want to say that because they don't want to be outcasts in the neighborhood. They don't want to be the ones that don't get invited to the barbecue, to the community barbecue. They don't want to be those. And there's a lot of people out there like that who don't want to rock the boat. So they say they support Donald Trump when they really don't. There's a lot of them. And so the lady just could not answer the question, basically. She could not answer the question. She could not say what was great about America. And for a lot of people, we're still trying to figure out, what's great about America. Because America hasn't been great for black people. America has really never been great for black people. But we got some. You can always find a black person to turn their back on another one. You have some who are supporting Trump and not Harris. And we'll get into that. No, it's not. It's not about, it's about, we'll get to that. We'll get back to that. But people who say they support Donald Trump may really not support him. They'll go in the voting booth and they'll come out and, for the straw poll or whatever. Hey, who did you vote for? Oh, I voted for Trump. Well, they really didn't. They didn't. They voted for somebody else. But they're going to say they voted for Trump. And so, thank you, Ronald McCready, for hanging in there. Thank you, Ronald McCready, for hanging in there with the program. Because I know people don't. Don't watch the whole show. I get that. They tune in for a few minutes. I don't listen to anybody else's whole show. All right, everybody. It's just a few minutes. It's just about 7:30, 7:25. The Ron Kelly Talk Radio program. And I don't see the Ron Kelly Show on Facebook for some reason. And I really hate these. I don't see. I'm sorry for the dead air. That's what they call it, dead air, when the host is not saying anything. Dead air, and the host is not saying anything right now, so it's like dead air. Because I don't see the show on Facebook for some reason. I don't see the show. I don't see the show live on Facebook right now. Not sure why, but we'll figure out anyway. It says I'm live, but okay. Let me see. View on Facebook. Technical difficulties. Please stand by. No, I just want to see if the Ron Kelly Show is broadcasting on Facebook, because it doesn't say it is. I just want to see if it is. Continue to Facebook. Okay. All right. So the show is on. The show is on YouTube, Facebook. Okay. All right, everybody. Back to the program. 27 minutes past the hour of 7 o'clock. Thank you for dropping by, Ronald McCready, my brother. My grammar school, 4th grade grammar school. My 4th grade grammar school classmate from the 4th grade. So McCready, don't ever tell anybody how old you are. I was very, very young in grammar school. But anyway, it's 28 minutes past the hour. So make America great again. Make America great again. Make America great again. What is it that makes America great? Great for who? Because it certainly wasn't great for black folks back in the day. America wasn't great for us. It wasn't great when you couldn't go to the lunch counter with white people. It wasn't great when you couldn't vote. It wasn't great when you were slaves for hundreds of years. The father of our country, George Washington cut down the cherry tree, whatever, and never lied. George Washington had 300 slaves. Washington, Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, they all owned slaves. So these are the people who crafted the Constitution of the United States of America, which is a great piece of literature, but it didn't apply to everybody. It didn't apply to black folks. Black people were brought over here in the cargo hold of ships. It wasn't like, princess cruises. No, they were brought in the cargo hold, hot, smelly, no facilities, no place to wash up. And they were put in that cargo hold like a shipment. And you can't imagine the bewilderment and the pain people were suffering who had freedom where they were in Africa, had freedom. And these other people came in, scooped them up, put them in the bottom of this boat, no bathroom facilities, no place to wash up. No, I mean, they just were stacked in there, and they probably excremented on each other, or urinated on each other. They didn't have no other choice because they were tied into the boats, into the cargo hold like cordwood. So you can't imagine the bewilderment, the pain, the suffering. And some of the people, and the ones who died, they just tossed them overboard, fed them to the sharks or whatever. That was great. Assassinating Dr. Martin Luther King for trying to lift up black people, that was great. Not able to vote, that was great. Little Rock, the 4 little girls trying to go to school and getting tomatoes thrown at them, that was great. George Wallace was great. The Ku Klux Klan was great. I mean, I can go on and on and on. I can go on and on and on. But America was not great for us. So when you say make America great again, do you mean that we're going to go back to that? I mean, is that what that means? That we're going to go, because there's no way now in today's age that you're going to make black people into slaves, but we are still slaves in a lot of ways. We may not be chained. We may go to work and get paid, but in a lot of different, in a lot of different aspects of life in America, black people are still slaves. Absolutely, yes, indeed. We are still slaves. Don't get it twisted. Okay, the Ron Kelly Show is live on Facebook. We're live on LinkedIn. Shout out to the LinkedIn people who have embraced the Ron Kelly Show. And I'm about to kick Facebook to the curb. I'm about to kick Facebook to the curb because the people at LinkedIn have embraced the Ron Kelly Show. They've shown great interest. The numbers are up, and I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate the people at LinkedIn. I appreciate my Facebook people too. There's about 5,000 followers of the Ron Kelly Show. We appreciate that. It's not a whole lot, but everything starts with one. So anyway, so what will make America great again? Like I said, the lady who called into that podcast, and I got to get the phone lines hooked up. I'm going to work on that this week so that people are able to call into the show. When the Ron Kelly Show was on Blog Talk Radio, there were many callers, people from Chicago and mostly from the Midwest who called into the program. So America, make America great again. That's a dog whistle because a lot of people know what that means. A lot of folks know what that means. And this is, I'm a host that happens to be black. This is not a black show. Don't get it twisted. But because when I go on the air, I speak for everybody. I don't just speak for black folks. So America great again. Great for who? Because it certainly wasn't great for us, and it's still not great for us. There's a there's a unit of the New York City District Attorney's Office, Manhattan DA, that does work on questionable cases. So, a gentleman just got out of jail recently, earlier this week, and was in jail for 35 years. And he had an alibi. He had alibi witnesses that said he was where he was. They knew that the people who said he did it were not credible, locked him up anyway. 35 years. And how often do you hear that some poor slob is just getting out of jail, or has been exonerated after 40 years in prison? Because your life is over. I mean, there's no amount of money you can pay a person for the pain, the suffering, the loss of life, even though they're not dead, but they're dead for all intents and purposes because they haven't been a member of society for 35 years. And now you're in your 60s. It's going to be hard to integrate yourself back into society. You lost the opportunity to be married, the opportunity to have children, the opportunity to have a job. You don't even exist when you're in prison. You don't exist. You're nobody. And this is the problem. So this Make America Great Again, making America great again for who? Because America will probably never be great for Black folks. I mean, there are some successful if you can hit a ball, if you can bounce a ball, if you can throw a ball, or if you can rap, you can dance, you can sing. Yeah, there's opportunities, but you have to sing for yourself, basically. And there's a few, business people. I was just reading about somebody the other day, Worldwide Telecom or something. The guy who owns that is worth $11 billion, Black man. There's 13 Black billionaires in the United States of America. 13. I'm not even going to tell you how many other billionaires they are, because there's a lot of them. Here in the United States, hundreds of them, but there's only 13 Black ones. So America's great for them. Sure, I'm a billionaire, America's great for me, but it's not great for everybody. It definitely was great for Black people. So this Make America Great Again, dog whistle, Trump's talking about one bad hour. One bad hour, Trump says in one of his recent speeches this week. One bad hour. What did that mean? One bad hour. The police can cut loose on whoever. Is that what that means? One bad hour where they can throw out the Constitution? No Miranda warnings. No requesting the attorney stop the conversation. None of that. Like The Purge. That's what Trump was suggesting. Like the movie The Purge, where everybody just go in on everybody else. No charges. The police, white supremacists. So white folks who don't like Black people can come in, and do whatever they want and they won't get charged. It's just unbelievable, the stuff that he says. And that's what that means. One bad hour. No, he's talking about The Purge. He's talking about The Purge. And some of y'all who watched The Purge in the second one, I think there was 2 or 3 installments. Y'all watched The Purge. You saw what happened. White folks are going up in the projects with AKs and stuff, just killing people incessantly, women, children, men, grandmas, because they were allowed to. There was no, the law was put on pause for that. So what do you think Trump means by one bad hour? He probably meant to say one bad day, but he said one bad hour. That means that bad for who? See, there you go again. Make America great again. Great for who? Bad for who? It wasn't going to be bad for them. It was going to be bad for us. And I'm not a racist, and I'm not against white folks. I work with them. And, I don't hang out with any of them, and it's not by choice. I mean, if I would, if the opportunity presented itself, But no, it's make America great again. Yeah, for who? Make America great again for who? Damn it! 'Cause I know you ain't talking about me. Anyway, it's about 19 minutes before the hour. We'll take our final break and we'll come back so I can go have a cigar and watch. I don't even know who's on Thursday Night Football, but I'm going to watch. Anyway, it's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program live on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and of course, blogtalkradio.com. You know, the United States of America was the greatest country before Trump, and it's the greatest country now after Trump. The white supremacists want to go back. They want to go back to the days when it was legal to own slaves.
You are about to be entertained by the ape, the young man who has become a legend of his own time. You want answers. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Yes, indeed, I am the man. What a news cycle this is. This guy has got to go. Trump has got to go. George Floyd snuffed out by this police officer who's supposed to be serving and protecting people.
It's the Ron Kelly Show.
All right, we are back, everybody. It's 18 minutes before the hour. It's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program, and it's on right now, live on Facebook, live on LinkedIn, and live on YouTube, the Ron Kelly Show YouTube page. Go on over there and subscribe if it doesn't cost anything. Just click a button, subscribe to the Ron Kelly Show. I would be so appreciative. Anyway, it's 18 minutes before the hour of 8 o'clock. And this is the Ron Kelly Show. It's October the 3rd already. Wow, the time is just flying past. So much going on. Israel at war with the Middle East, blowing up Lebanon, blowing up. I guess they took their focus off of Gaza. Now they're putting it on Iran and Lebanon. This is a very dangerous time, ladies and gentlemen. This is a very dangerous time because this thing can blow up at any time. Because Israel is just going off on people, blowing things up, and there's going to be a response to the attack. Iran attacked Israel. Iran attacked Israel just earlier this week. And the Bible talks about the last World War, the final days of civilization, and the Bible talks about that. And the Bible says that whatever the culmination of all things will take place in the Middle East, will start in the Middle East. And damn if we're not in the Middle East right now. The Middle East is a tinderbox because you got Israel, and Israel surrounded. Israel is surrounded by Muslims, by Arabs, Lebanon, Jordan, Gaza. So they're just lashing out at everybody. And this is very dangerous, very, very dangerous time right now. For not just for them, but for us too. Because guess what? If somebody attacks Iran, then the United States is going to get involved. Now we're in a war we didn't start. We already got thousands and thousands of servicemen, assets over there in the Mediterranean Sea, just waiting to go. When Iran attacked Israel the other day, the United States was right there, intercepting the missiles that were being shot into Israel. So a few of them landed, but nobody died. How do you shoot 200 missiles at a country and nobody dies? Was that the idea? You don't kill nobody, just blow them up? Yeah, so it's very dangerous, very, very dangerous time right now. Very dangerous. Many of us are not in touch with that. A lot of people are not in touch with the danger of these days. And I'm not talking about biblically. I'm not speaking biblically. I'm just saying this is very dangerous time. Very dangerous. And because this thing can go up at any minute. Now, what do you think is going to happen if Israel attacks Iran's nuclear program? And that's what they're talking about. That's one of the targets that they're talking about, blowing up Iran's nuclear program. And what do you think that's going? It's going to be crazy. The Middle East is not the place to be right now, I'll tell you. All right, it's 14 minutes before the hour. So yeah, it's crazy right now. It's very, very, very dangerous time we're living in right now. Extremely dangerous. And the way the news is, it's not like it used to be. News travels fast. They used to say bad news travels fast. No, it travels instantly. It's not just fast. Something happens, boom, you know about it right after it happens. Sometimes before. So yeah, so dangerous times for living in, everybody. 13 minutes before the hour. So yeah, so I talked about, again, hearts and prayers go out to the people who were just lives who were just blown up by this Hurricane Helene, whose businesses were destroyed, whose homes were swept away, whose lost family members. Just unbelievable, the destruction that took place with the Hurricane Helene. And as I said earlier, these hurricanes usually, once they hit landfall, they kind of, something about the land that slows them down. But not this one. It was chugging along and 500-mile path of destruction. 500-mile path of destruction. So these things are getting worse and worse. And, there's no climate change. When Trump was president, he pulled out of the Paris Accords. Pulled out. Didn't want to be involved with the climate change coalition. Didn't want to be involved. Pulled out. $11 minutes before the hour. Yeah, pulled out. So, Eric Adams is going on like, hey, whatever, he's going on with his administration. The school chancellor took off, supposed to be leaving at the end of the year. He's leaving in the middle of this month. And I feel bad for Eric Adams. But if he did what he did, then he should get what he needs to get. If he did what they said he did. And just because they said he did doesn't mean he did it. But we'll find out. We will find out. So yeah, it's a very dangerous world living in right now. Extremely dangerous. Okay, so it's about 10 minutes before the hour. It's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program, which is available for syndication, by the way. If some of you email me if you would like to simulcast the Ron Kelly Show on your station, feel free to hit me up, rkellytalk@aol.com. That's rkellytalk at aol.com. The R. Kelly Show is already being simulcast on several radio stations. So you can join the club. Hit me up, rkellytalk@aol.com. Yeah, I still use AOL. rkellytalk@aol.com. If you'd like for the Ron Kelly Show to sweep through your station and bring up your ratings, rkellytalk@aol.com. 10 minutes before the hour. So yeah, so America being great again. Get back to me. I'll get back to you on that. America being great again. I don't think so. And yeah, again, just a quick recap. Watch the debate, and nobody won, nobody lost. Who cares? Basically, with the vice presidential debate, who really cares? Because how many times has a vice president had to take over? How many times? Kennedy, when Spiro Agnew took over not Spiro Agnew. Spiro Agnew took over for Richard Nixon when he resigned. And then the Kennedy, because there's been 2 times where vice presidents had to take over the country twice out of 46 presidents. Only 2 vice presidents have had to. I'd probably back a little further too. I think maybe more. Millard Fillmore, I think, resigned. So it hasn't happened that often. I'll put it like that. Hasn't happened that often where a vice president had to take over the country when a president either died or resigned. Okay, so it's about 8 minutes before the hour. So pay attention to what's going on, people. Very important to pay attention to what's going on. You don't want to be caught out there when the S hits the fan. You don't want to be caught out there. You don't want to be caught out there. Thank you, Ron McCready, for your comment. Appreciate you, brother. Everybody else who watches, listens, or whatever to the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program. Appreciate you and thank you for listening to me, my nonsense every Thursday at 7 o'clock. I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere. It's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio show at 7 minutes before the hour. So, America great for who? America great for who? I don't know. He ain't talking about us. A lot of people just go along with it. Trump is like Jim Jones. Remember Jim Jones? Everybody drank the Kool-Aid when he told them to and killed themselves. Trump has I don't know if he has a Zen-like power over people like that, but damn near. I don't think anybody's going to kill themselves for Trump, but damn near. They'll kill their career. They'll kill their marriage. They'll kill their employment. But I don't think they'll kill themselves. But that's the effect that Trump has on people. You got to give it to Trump. Trump is very powerful in regards to how people follow him. Because people have given up their morals and values to support Trump. Because I approach them all the time. Hey, what about this? What about that? And they make excuses for them. I asked the Trump supporter, I said, so you'd be okay if Trump grabbed your wife by the vagina? If you happen to you meet Trump, let's say Trump was shaking hands at some event and you walked up to him with your wife and Trump grabbed your wife by the vagina, like he said he said grab him by the pussy. That's what he said on the Access Hollywood tape. And he would not say that it would bother him. So that's the power of Trump. So you're willing to let Trump grab your wife by the vagina and you're going to stand there and smile and snap pictures with Trump? But the guy would not say whether he would like it or not. He would not say. And that's the power of Trump, ladies and gentlemen. That's the power of Trump. The man I confronted on Facebook and I asked him, I said, would you have a problem with Trump grabbing your wife by the pussy if he ever met her, if you had an opportunity to meet Trump? And he could not say whether he would approve or disapprove of it. So you willing to let wife touch your wife and her most vulnerable spot, the place only you should be touching, you're willing to let Trump touch it. I nearly fell out of my chair. I nearly fell out of my chair. This man would not say that he didn't want Trump to grab his wife by the vagina. He would not say. Just completely unbelievable. 4.5 minutes before the hour. So that's the power of Trump. You see, I'm almost, I would love to see Kamala Harris be the president of the United States. I'm almost willing to let Trump, not let Trump or give him permission, but say, okay, here, you serve this term out, and because once the term is served out, Trump will be 82 years old, or 83. If he wins this time, he'll be 83 by the time he leaves, older than Biden is right now. And he'll be irrelevant. Nobody will care. Because he doesn't have anything to offer anybody. If he serves another, because he can't run again, so the era of Trump will be over. If he wins again and serves another term, the era of Trump will be over. He'll be useless to a lot of people. Lindsey Graham, Jim Jordan, Marjorie Taylor Greene, some of these other conservative kooks. He'll be non-existent. So I'm almost willing to bear another 4 years of Trump in order to get rid of him. Because if he doesn't win, he won't probably. Well, he says he won't run again, but you can't believe nothing Trump says. He says he won't run again. If he loses, he won't run again. He'll be 83 years old by the time the next cycle comes around. Kamala Harris will be in her 60s. Don't see nothing there. Anyway, everybody, it's about 2.5 minutes before the hour. I'll take this opportunity to thank everyone who listens to the Ron Kelly Show every week. I appreciate you. And we're not where we want to be, but with God willing, and with His help, we'll be there soon. So I'm going to take off. I got not a podcast, but a Zoom call to make at 8:15, by the time the game starts. Oh my God. Anyway, we'll see you back here next week for another edition of the Ron Kelly Show, live on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, and of course, blogtalkradio.com and RonKellyShow.com. So once again, thank you everybody for joining me. We'll see you back here next week for another edition of the Ron Kelly Show. But until then, I like to say it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. Never may not have it all together, but together we can certainly have it all. Thanks so much. I'm out of here.